Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to the Toon Review. It is the aftermath of the debacle that was yesterday. Cambridge United winning 1-0. I should pre-warn you that Danielle is not in a very good mood about that match last night at all. Obviously, Jade was on World of Sport last night. She's making a debut on the channel today to basically join in the anger because I think that's basically how it works at the moment after that absolute shit show yesterday. If you do enjoy the show, guys, please don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. You can donate. I am taking donations for, obviously, Dave Harrison on this show tonight, tomorrow night and Tuesday night, and that'll be it. So if you do want to super chat, just hit the $sign at the bottom of the live comments. And you can become a member of the Toon Review if you just hit the join button next to subscribe. Now, I'm just going to have me say first, yesterday was a shit show. I don't know how else to put it. It was a shit show. That football was dreadful. Match of the day made it look like Newcastle United were the dominant force throughout the game. Yes, we had possession, but we were garbage. We were absolute garbage. Sean Longstaff never should pull on a Newcastle United shirt again. He is slower than an oil tanker turning in the Tyne. He is disgraceful. Joe Willock doesn't want to be at the club, quite clearly. And I'm sorry, but St. Maximan, you know, I know he's got a lot of fans out there. I know a lot of people love him, but he's garbage, guys. I mean, he's just terrible. I mean, he runs across the 18-yard box as if he's just Billy do it all himself, and he naffs up every time. He's the Traore of Newcastle. He runs around, and his final product is not there. Yes, granted, he turned up against Man United. He scored a brilliant goal. But 1 in 10 games that this guy shows up and does something special, I'm sick of him jinking over the ball, trying to bloody do it all himself. Ball hogger. My daughter, who is 13 and came to her second game yesterday, called him a ball hogger. That number 10's a ball hogger, Dad. I mean, how can she tell, but Eddie Howe can't? And Eddie Howe coming out after the game and saying the attitude was right, the body language was right. My fat ass was that body language right yesterday. I'm telling you, they strolled around that pitch yesterday as if it was just game over as soon as they started the 90 minutes. And it was terrible. Absolute gash. Danielle.
Do you know what? I'm just absolutely sick of the whole lot of them. I'm just sick of them. The only one I thought, I think Jacob had an all right game. Kieran Trippier, I mean, Christ almighty, what he must be thinking right now. I mean, I've got no idea. I was impressed with the team lineup when it came out. I thought, oh, yeah, we're going for a win to boost confidence going into Watford. Well, it was pretty clear straight away, really, what was happening. I'm just sick of it because you know why? You can always rely on them to just everything that was going so well last week, how positive everyone was, they just bring you back down to earth with a massive bang. And I'm absolutely raging about the whole situation. Maxi, he's got no competition for his position. That's the problem we've got. Yeah. I can't even say it, like how angry I am right now with that player. I just think, who do you think you are? Like, swanning all around Newcastle City Centre with his bloody board game. I'm sick of seeing it. I don't want to see it. Stop tweeting. Like, just shut up and focus on what you should be doing, which is on the pitch. And Eddie Howe, I mean, don't lie to her. Like, we've been here, we've done it. Don't say there's nothing wrong with the attitudes. The heads are down when they come out the tunnel. Joe Willock's another one. He's never been right since he signed his contract with us. Never been right. When he was introduced at St James's Park, he looked like he'd want to be anywhere else than where he was. I'm absolutely sick of the whole thing. How embarrassing. Like, I couldn't even believe it. I just thought, what is happening here? First game in ages, I thought, you know what, we're going to give it a go here. And I'm going to, you know, I had me scarf, everything out. Like, I was buzzing straight away. I don't even know where the scarf is. I've thrown it somewhere. I don't know where it is. So we'll have to find that another day. I'm absolutely fuming. And another thing I'm sick of is targets going to Aston Villa. I mean, I'm just so angry about that. Right? I mean, and then another thing, the bloody chairman was there. The bloody chairman.
I know.
How embarrassing. Like, are you actually winding us up? You sat there, and I just think, you're playing for your careers, you're playing for your place in this team, and this is what you've got. Are you actually joking?
I think you've been preparing to get that off your chest for a while.
And then another thing,
right?
She hasn't finished. Jamie O'Hara, I tell you something now, sweetheart. Get yourself back in that Big Brother house where you belong, because your career has been a shambles for the whole time you've been a footballer and anything else that you've tried to do. I'm sick of hearing it. Banter club. Are you joking? Banter club. You're the biggest banter on Twitter. That's what you are. Clearly, the day he was recruited into TalkSport was a very slow day recruitment-wise. Same with Gabby as well. He needs to keep his mouth shut.
Yep. Is that your rant?
For now.
Okay. Jade, obviously, I joined you briefly on your show on World of Sport last night, and you know, emotions were still running very high as they are today after that debacle. But I mean, you had your say on Maxi as well. You know, I mean, tell the viewers what you think.
I can't stand him at the minute. I can't. I really can't right now. He's one of the most annoying blokes in the world to me right now. I can't stand. All over my Twitter page is his banter, his sarcasm, his new little board game, as Danielle mentioned. It's everywhere. His little step overs, which 9 out of 10 of them end in failure anyway because you get the ball away. You need to just get your head down, mate, and work on your game. Last night was a free hit for you. It was an absolute free hit. You had free roam, sat up top. You know, you were the attacking option. Do as you please. Go and bag yourself 3, 4, 5 goals.
Yeah.
You had a complete free hit, and you were once again in no man's land, completely non-existent. The lack of effort and heart and desire, it is abysmal. Like, no team should ever have the right to beat another team. I don't agree with that. But you look at it on paper, and it's, if you've got, you know, Newcastle starting 11 against the 16th place League One Cambridge. Do you know what? In all honesty, yeah, you should comfortably beat them. That should have been just a nice afternoon out. A nice afternoon out for them. Go out and enjoy the time afterwards. You know, have a great weekend, lads. A nice even, you know, afternoon out for us. A good old evening, celebrate next round. Back to work on Monday. No man, like, it should have been no problem. Yeah. And it was just atrocious.
I mean, the problem is, I mean, we've got a midfielder in Sean Longstaff who, you know, is just so slow. I don't know what happened to that kid, but a simple pass down the line in the first half from Trippier yesterday, and it runs out of play, and Trippier's just looking at him thinking, what the actual goddamn have I mean, Trippier was playing some lovely little balls in, especially the first half, for Fraser, for Longstaff, or whoever it may be. And some of them were just static. They just stood there looking at him and say, oh, that was a mint pass. Why didn't I read it? Why didn't I get on the end of it? And you know what it is about Maxi? You know, you alluded to it there about his tweets, right? Every time we play a football match, he puts these tweets out, Newcastle against whoever. He then shows clips of him stepping over and doing all these fancy tricks, right? The guy, I'm sorry, but I could stand there and jump over the ball 15 times in front of somebody. I can do that. You know, I can put one foot over the other. I've got 2 legs, for fuck's sake. You know, he can easily do that, just like any footballer can. It's the finishing product that counts, and there isn't anything there. And when he does try and pass, he kicks it too hard, it goes out of play. When he shoots, it ends up in level goddamn 7. I mean, I'm getting to the end of me tether with Maxi now. You know, he doesn't pass. And there was times yesterday you could see it. Every man in his dog could see it. The two fullbacks pushing forward, looking for the ball from Maxi to get on the end of it. And he either shoots or he kicks it out of play. He doesn't see a pass. Sean Longstaff gives it straight to their striker yesterday in the first half. What was that? I mean,
that 50 million looks fucking nice now, doesn't it?
Oh, God.
Okay. The touted 50 million from Man United a couple of years back. Jesus, that looks like a dream now because we're not going to get anywhere near that for him now. Like, I don't know what happened to the lads, but their regression has been so quick and so dramatically from a high to a down. And now I'm just like, man, I don't even want you there. I don't care that you're homegrown. It doesn't mean anything to me anymore. Yeah, you're not cut up to the standards of what we need.
I mean, Millie's saying there, Danielle, ASM is our downfall. Now, I've heard a lot of people actually say that we're carrying him, that we're carrying Maxi, and it's like having 10 men on the pitch most of the time because he's not a team player, and we need team players in a relegation fight. Yeah, we could. Everybody loves a bit of flair here and there, but you look back to Ginola, Robert, players like that, Ben Arthur, they had finishing products. They could finish. Maxi's just jumping around with his flaming hair going all over like a flaming banshee. I mean, it's just pathetic.
Flair's all right, but you've got to back it up, haven't you? Like,
yeah, if you can back it up, do it.
And you can. And do you know what, right? I cannot say that, you know, I don't love him, because I do. However, he's on me last.
I'm glad you do.
With this carry on. Like, honestly, I cannot be bothered anymore with this crap. The egos at this club is unbelievable. When we're 19th in the Premier League, it's an absolute joke. I said it when we played against Tottenham. And Lascelles came strutting out the tunnel like, I don't know what. And I just thought, who's he think he is? Like, he's a terrible footballer and he's not my captain. Honestly, like, I can't be bothered. And I'm really disappointed that we haven't had anything. We haven't had an apology, nothing. And the fact that they've got the balls to walk down the tunnel and not even bother. I know Trippier did, and I know a couple of people did.
Trippier tried to get them back. Trippier tried to get them back, and apparently that caused a bit of ruckus goings on in the dressing room after the game.
I hope it does cause a ruckus in the dressing room. So they need something. They clearly need something because the egos for players that have achieved nothing, absolutely fucking nothing.
Look, we're talking about
is ridiculous.
Yeah, we're talking about Maxi here, and the reason I'm bringing Maxi up is because he's supposed to be the top player in our team, right? So I'm going to call him out. I'm going to, because I have a right as a fan to do that. And when you see him putting all these fancy tweets out, you know, giving watches away and all this shit, right? Fair enough. But I don't want to see it anymore. I want to see him do it on the pitch. I'm sick of him scampering across the 18-yard box like a little lost hare, right? Getting chased by a fox. Oh, God, I don't know what to do with the ball now. Teams have worked him out, as Michael says there. ASM got found out last season. Just how a shit squad quality means he still plays, and the odd good performance. He's right, Danielle.
He is absolutely right. And like I say, there's no competition for him. So he's the big man, according to him. So he can say what he wants. He can do what he wants. He can be last out the tunnel, come on the pitch whatever time he wants. He can turn up to training whatever time he wants, wearing what he wants. Like, he's untouchable as far as ASM is concerned. And really, that's pretty much the situation where the club is at the moment. He is untouchable because there's no one else that can step in. And it's worrying. It's massively worrying. And the camera went to Murdad and Amanda and Yasia, and I just seen their faces, and I thought,
Did you see his face at the end?
Honestly, I mean, man, like,
God.
To hear that they went into the dressing room to kind of pick morale up, I wouldn't be going in nowhere like that. I'd be like, is that all sacked?
I know what I would be going in as. I'll tell you what. I would be basically, right? First of all, Santosh, thanks for becoming a new member, matey. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the family. I would go in that dressing room, and I don't care who I was talking to, but I'd give them a piece of my mind, right? We as supporters spend hundreds of pounds following this fucking football team for years on end and just get pissed on constantly.
And we don't
Nobody cares about
either,
the fans.
by the way.
What, sorry?
We don't earn £80,000 a week either.
Yeah, exactly. But we still travel. We go on a Thursday night to Liverpool for an 8 o'clock kickoff and don't get home till 3 a.m. But these cockheads don't care. You know, it's all about egos with these guys. And some of them, I'm not saying all of them, by the way,
No.
Because I think the likes of Jacob Murphy, Trippier, Martin Dubravka to an extent, I think Matt Ritchie as well, all their attitudes are right. I'm not saying they're good enough, but I'm saying the attitudes are there. They're in the right place. But the likes of Maxi, Willock, Sean Longstaff, etc., need to have a good hard look at themselves. Jamal Lascelles as captain strolls around like he's some kind of big man. You know what I mean? I tell you what I'd do. I'd go in and I'd kick some fucking arse in that dressing room. I really would. And I don't care if I threw cups of tea, bottles, boots. I wouldn't give a shit. Right? They'd get a piece of my mind. I'd tell them exactly what I think of them. I'd tell them that there's 52,000 people in that stadium deserved of a better performance, deserve of a better body language, deserve a better attitude, because we are the ones that put the graft in, week out, to go and support these plums.
Yeah.
I mean, Jane, it comes to a point now where, you know, like I said to you earlier on John's show, we haven't had an apology. We haven't had nothing from the players, the manager saying, oh, we're really sorry. But instead, the manager comes out and says, we played well.
I come out and defended them. You can't defend that. You can't. No. I'd respect him more if he'd have just come out and said, they were bad. They were bad. We were bad. You know, we need to work on this. It wasn't good enough. Then I would have respected Eddie Howe for that. He would, you've come out, you've admitted it. You know that you know that wasn't acceptable. But he came out and he defended him, and that just I was like, no, fuck off. Like I'd turn it off when he said that. But now I'm not listening to you about that shit, because we all know that no, they did not. They were the complete opposite to that.
Yeah.
So don't chat shit to me.
Yeah. Did Eddie Howe get it wrong yesterday, Danielle?
I'm torn, and this is why I'm torn, because if he'd played the kids and we'd got turned over, everyone would have went, oh, hang on, why is all these good players on the bench? But then he played the best, and that's the thing that hurts. It's the strongest team.
Strongest team we could have played, given the injuries,
What is that about? Like, yes, he got it wrong. Yes, he did.
Big mistake not bringing Dylan Stevenson through, though. I would have played him. Dwight Gale apparently has COVID, which is why he wasn't involved at all. So, listen, Dylan Stevenson, he's banging them in for the under-23s. When is a better time to give these kids a shot? We've got young Elliot Anderson and Joe White sitting on their asses on the bench. Don't tell me they couldn't do a better job than Longstaff and Willock.
Of course they could.
I mean, you're telling me you want to give the kids a chance? They're there. They're there. Play them.
Yeah, exactly.
If you'd have played a few of them, right, and we'd have had a bad game, at least you give the kids a chance. We all know that we're focusing on the league anyway. Yeah, it would have been nice to have seen some of the kids, at least a bit of fight from the kids, and there's positions there that we're struggling in the league anyway. So why not put them out there and give them a run? I'd have rather have watched them go out there and at least try and get themselves noticed.
God, 100%.
And watch that 100%. Shower of shit that are our so-called first 11 show up and get fucking turned over. Nah.
Exactly. Gary Venables says, seeing rumours Cantwell deal is all but done. We've made an improved offer for Botman, and if I'm honest, I think we'll have to pay Leal's asking price. I don't care. Pay whatever it takes. Pay whatever it takes.
Get him in.
Well, what is the asking price? Because I know it went from 25 to 30 to 35.
Apparently 40.
What is it? What is it? Curry 40. Fucking give him 40.
Just give them it.
Just fucking give it to him.
Give them 50. I don't care. Just get the guy in the door.
Do whatever it is that you need to do, but just get Botman in. Get him in and start getting the rest of them in.
You know, ending his quote there, Chris Woods from Burnley. I mean, I'm sorry, but we go from talking about Vlahovic to Chris Wood. I mean, that is as Newcastle United as you're ever willing to go. I'm not. Chris Wood is not the answer. Maybe as a backup, yes, but he is not the answer coming into this first team and trying to keep us up. He's a good target man, don't get me wrong, but he's 33 years old now. He's not the answer. Yeah,
he's not the answer. He's definitely not the answer. He's only had 3 this season anyway. I just think, come on, we should be aiming higher and better. Not that I'm saying that we can go and get the best strikers in the world. We probably could afford them, but would they come to a team with this shower of shite that played on Saturday? Definitely not. I don't know. I'm worried a bit. I am worried. I know Baz, I was talking last night about the owners giving Amanda a budget today. I'm worried.
Well, I think that budget might be slightly more than it was, given the performance that our owner saw last night.
Let it be, because my God, we need so many players Just so many. Like, we need strikers in now, yesterday, last week. We need them in because we've got Watford in 6 days' time.
Yeah.
I can't even bear it. The thought of we're playing like we did yesterday against Watford on Saturday, because
we
that'll
need
be
half
the end
that
of it.
team changing, Danielle. Basically, we need half
100%
that,
at least.
half
Easy.
of it.
Yeah.
And it's because some of it is down to simply not being good enough. The other is simply because their attitudes are wrong. And what made me laugh is I look back at Isaac Hayden's interview in a podcast last week on someone else talking, saying, we're not going to give our positions up very easily to the new signings. Fuck off, right? Just fuck off with that crap, right? I'm telling you now, what a bollocks thing to say. Utter bollocks, right? And you have to, I mean, does this guy think before he speaks? I mean, he's been shite all season. I know he's been injured for quite a long time, but he's been shite. And
it's
so
because
the rest of them.
They're living in a little bubble. They're living in that old
Do they
little
honestly
bubble.
think that we're going to sign the likes of Trippier, Botman, Carlos, or whoever it may be, and say, "Oh, you're not getting ahead of me in the team"? Give over, man. Piss off. Go away.
I had a giggle to myself, right, when I watched it. I sat a little giggle to myself, during the day. I thought, that's quite funny. That's quite cute. And then I realised he was being serious. And I pissed myself. I was like, oh my God, you're being genuine. Like, fucking hell. Like, you genuinely think that these guys have bought us to continue using you in long-term future? You're fucking mad.
Delusional.
Like, just not going to happen, son. Not going to happen at all.
It just makes
we
you
have
laugh.
the most replaceable team in the fucking Premier League.
Absolutely.
Every single fucking one of you, right, in that 25-man squad is replaceable. All of you. None of you are safe.
Big shout out to Cesare, who's doing his first job as a mod tonight. So welcome to the moderators, Cesare. So
welcome to
enjoy
the
it, my friend. Yano says, this chat is great. You watch some Geordie go and spoil it with the show about Newcastle. Hello, Yano. Listen, I mean, everybody that watches me, subscribes to me, know that I wear my heart on my sleeve when it comes to my football club, and I always will. I don't care, right? The bottom line is, you go and watch them. And I took Susan and the kids yesterday, and I'm saying to the kids, we're going to see loads of goals today. Newcastle are going to win. And little Ben's sitting next to me. He keeps looking at us thinking, this is crap. And I'm trying to say, oh, don't worry, we're going to score soon. We're going to score. And he just kept looking at me saying, we're not going to score. We're not going to score. And then he turned around in about the 80th minute and says, we're not going to score because every time we do, we're offside. And this is a 9-year-old kid, man. Honestly. And then, Phoebe turning around to us and saying that number 10's a ball hogger. And little Lily, bless her, she didn't know what the hell was going on. She's looking at the Cambridge fans thinking, well, aren't Newcastle ones supposed to be cheering? And it's like, oh, God's sake, man. I mean, loads of people would have took their families yesterday, kids and that, the first games or second games, whatever it may be.
Well, you could see it in the crowd, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You could see it. It was just bands everywhere. And
it
that's
wasn't
what
the same
FA Cup's
atmosphere
about.
as a Premier League game. There wasn't, whereas the main... There was not much singing from Newcastle fans. And I think that was because there was a lot of different people there yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But that gives the players no excuse, because at the same time, the players have to give us fans something to shout about, Jade.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You think there's not many people there, mate, because we haven't had a cup run in God knows how many fucking years.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't remember last time we ever got past the third or fourth round in a cup. So that's probably why, the majority of people don't go anymore, because we don't go for the cup.
I don't know where we go next. I mean, it's took this long to get Kieran Trippier through the door, right? Now, we are urgently needing a lot more players for Watford. We're all agreement on that, Danielle.
Strikers, ASAP.
How do we get them in quick? How do we do that? If, I don't want to hear those absolute bullshit words that we've been hearing in transfer windows for 14 years.
Say it.
I'm not going to. And, I dread to think those words will come out anybody's mouth in this window. But by God, if we don't have a striker in for Watford, we are not going to win the game, because we do not have the players in that team.
The final ball, we've got nothing.
But we've got nobody to score the goals either.
No.
Joe Linton hit a couple of shots yesterday, which were Joe Linton-esque from Steve Bruce years. Powder puff, straight at the goalkeeper. And then, it was Maxi had one shot in all his runs yesterday, which the goalkeeper, I think it was a comfortable save anyway, that he parried for a corner, but nothing else, Danielle.
No, there was absolutely nothing. And that I had this conversation on John's show in the chat about get the urgency for a striker. And I'm not having people saying, oh, it'll be all right, we'll just get midfielders in. We'll just get a couple of midfielders in and that'll be enough. It won't be enough. We need a finisher. Someone who can be there, ready to put all these balls that were going in yesterday and there was no one around. Like all these crosses were coming in and there was just what's the point? Like the most frustrating thing in the world. But I just don't know, like, who do we get? Who'll come? Who will come is the question. Who will take a risk and sign for Newcastle United? Because Villa aren't having a problem now. Oh, they're all away to Villa now. Like the floodgates
right
are open
for
there.
the players that they're
It
picking
really
up, man.
pisses
Do you know
me
what I
off.
mean?
And it's not
Like,
because I don't like to see other clubs do well. It's just
I
all the
hate
clubs
Villa.
that are over. Like
It's Villa.
Clubs that
It's
I hate
bloody
Villa.
Villa.
jumped over us, man. You look at all these clubs that have come and overstepped us.
I'm
Yeah.
proper sorry
Over the
today.
years.
Like I'm really sorry.
And it's
I'm
like,
really bitter.
fucking hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
it's
hear you.
not-
I was watching Kieran Trippier yesterday. He looked fucking awesome. He was putting
Amazing.
some fantastic crosses into the box. You know, and you sat there and that's a fucking great ball, and there's no one there.
But that
You know?
showed.
And
that
he'd do it
showed
again.
though.
He'd win the ball, you know, and fucking great challenge. He turns to hit the pass, and there's no one there. And it's like, for fuck's
Having
sake,
Kieran
like,
Trippier just shows the squad, the rest of the squad up for what they are.
yeah, showed them all up massive yesterday because the guy had a really good game despite everything else around him, you know, and the amount of crosses and stuff that went into the box. And you're just thinking, Joy, all you need is just any one of you to stand there and just tap that ball and it goes in the back of the net, and not one of you pushed for it.
Here's
You
a
just
question
stood
for you
there,
both,
like
right?
Paul said, and admired it.
Yeah, here's a question, right? Why do Newcastle United, when we play the likes of Man United, seem to just turn it on, right? I mean, I know it's not brilliant, but we play a lot better. Then when we play teams around us or lower league teams, we are absolutely pathetic, which is what I'm worried about when Watford come into town next week. Because how are we, you know, and people say that some people say they're not bothered because we're out the cup, because they'd rather concentrate on the league. But for me, if we'd have gone out yesterday, stuffed Cambridge, 4, 5, 6, whatever it be, for me, the confidence would be a lot higher going into the Watford game than it would after yesterday's debacle. So
No, anyone who says that they're not bothered about that performance, sorry, like massive concerns. Man United game, everyone went into that thinking, oh, here we go, we're going to get hammered. And we didn't. And we played really, really well. And it was a really good performance. And I was really shocked, surprised, really happy, but really shocked. And then Saturday, it was like going back in time. Like, what the hell am I seeing? Words cannot describe the anger yesterday and still today. We need to get strikers in now, tonight, tomorrow morning, get them in the training ground, and if people aren't happy about it, that are already in the club, then see you later. We can't carry anyone anymore. Like, this is it. We don't have time to give people second chances, third chances, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th chances. It's every game that is winnable needs to be won, and that's it.
Yep. And can I just say, I'm not leaving Miggy out of this, by the way, because he was atrocious when he came on. He did the same thing as Maximin, running across the 18-yard box like some sort of little penguin getting chased by a killer whale.
Chased by a killer whale.
That shot he hit in the last minute, they ended up in the fucking Strawberry pub. It was that bad. I mean, I'm just fed up. These are supposed to be international class players, and they can't even hit a fucking massive goal.
I know.
Honestly, just Caitlin and Nick, I can't wait for Paul's rant about this. Like, the highlight of bad results is get to see Paul's famous rants. Michael says, I still have faith in Eddie and staying up. It's too early at his time here. It's the players who this falls on. Yes, to a degree, but he must take. I mean, yesterday
he's got a GM up, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Surely
yeah.
You're training them and giving them the talks.
But is it because these players know that they're out the door shortly? Have they just down tools and say, right, I know I'm not going to be here much longer. I'm going to fuck off anyway, so I'm not going to play.
Well, yeah,
possibly. I brought this up on the show earlier. It could be that.
Could be.
Do you mean
Could
half
very well
of them have
be.
either already left mentally? You know, Shah's contract runs out in 5 months. He hasn't wanted to be here for the last year and a half anyway. So could be a chance.
just
Like, I
grim,
don't want to
isn't
be
it?
here. So
Like,
He just wants out.
I mean, look, the bottom line is we need a whole new front line as far as I'm concerned. You know, I mean, I think Fraser can still do a job, don't get me wrong, but I think the problem is with the wide men, and it happened to Fraser and it happened to Trippier on numerous occasions yesterday, when they had the ball and they look up the cross, there's no fucker there.
No,
there's nobody there.
Earlier.
And there was one cross in the one cross came across in the first half, and it was falling right onto Trippier's head.
Mm-hmm.
And numbnuts from midfield, Longstaff comes and tries to do an Inspector Gadget and tries to twist his body and try and put a header in that ends up in the Leazer's end. And I swear to God, I could have fucking punched the. I mean, why? Why? It's just basic football.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Everton want him. Let's just fucking drive him there. Let him have him. You want him?
Yeah.
Have him. I mean, I don't even care about Dinho anymore. I don't care about the talks with Dinho anymore. Just have him. Just take him, clear him off the books, free up some space.
I mean, look, Watford next week is a massive game.
It's too huge.
But to
it's
be honest,
so huge.
I don't know how the hell we get anything from the game as it stands. Now, Cantwell is very close. We know that, but you know, Cantwell's not going to come in and change everything. Cantwell for me is a good player, right? I've watched him a lot. I think he's a decent player, but I don't think he's the answer to come straight in and change Newcastle United fortunes. No. We need some big players. We have to spend millions to get them, and that is all. That is the only thing that will keep us up this season. I guarantee it. Because if we just go in for the likes of Chris Wood and Cantwell to get us out the shit, ain't going to happen. Because they're in the same teams that are around us.
Those signings are no different to what we did in the Ashley era.
Exactly.
Let's be real. They're no better. You know, they're not particularly any better than what we've got. They're the exact same as what we would have gone for over the years. Cantwell is literally a Joe Willock.
Yeah, last season we got lucky because Joe Willock was playing for a contract at Arsenal, which you didn't get, and you got the Booby Prize. And got sent up here, which you didn't want. We don't have that luxury now. We don't have a player who was just popping up out of nowhere and banging the goals in. We haven't got it. We've got a load of players who just can't be asked.
Well, the thing is, you know, a lot of people, Danielle, have said as well, right? If these players are as good as they think they are, why have not one single club, apart from the petty little bid for Longstaff, come in for the likes of Maxi, Almiron, etc.? Where are these big clubs coming in for these players if they're as good as they think they are? Not one bid. Not one bit of interest in them.
I'm not surprised, though.
It's not just us getting a wake-up call, then, is it? It's fucking them as well, because no one wants to buy you lot. Yep. There's a reason for that.
So where do we go? I mean, what do you think is going on at the club right now, Jade? I mean, you know, they're going to have to work their asses off here, surely.
I can only imagine today that they've been in there with the chairman. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his name because I will be extremely disrespectful in how badly it will happen. But I can only imagine that they sat down today and it was pure talks on this is your budget, signing the checks off ready for the players that they have in mind, you know, and preparing all of those bids ready to fire them out. And then tomorrow and hopefully Tuesday, we're going to get some business in. And that's all I can hope is what today was, because technically, I think if I heard correctly, Sunday is a working day in Saudi Arabia.
It is.
So that chairman, so he would have been working today because it's a working day.
He's here till Tuesday. So
exactly. So he's over here to sign off checks for business. That tells me he's here to spend money.
Yeah. I have a feeling he's going to be here a lot longer than Tuesday, Mike Danielle. If we're openly honest, if he sat there and thought like he will not want to be relegated, right? You can guarantee it. He will not want to be relegated. And there is no way he goes home on Tuesday without knowing that we have at least 3 or 4 players in the pipeline to walk in this door and transform this football team. And that, for me, is still not going to be enough. We've got to work the whole of the transfer window right until 11 o'clock on the last day. We have to be working it. And I don't care about people saying, we'll get our business done early. No, this club has to look until the very last minute to get the very best players in that are going to transform this team and get us out of the shit that we're in and stop us supporters having to watch the absolute dog breath that we are having to watch for years on end now. It just bollocks. I'm so frustrated, man.
I know. I can understand your frustration. I feel it. and it's just enough is enough now. Enough is enough. I'm sick of hearing the same crap all the time. You know, we're working really hard on the training ground, blah, blah, blah. And yesterday, I heard none of that. I heard, oh, everything was great. It was spot on. The attitude was brilliant. Don't, you're a liar. It's not. Anyone can see that. So you need to do something about it. You need to put your hands up, like Jade said earlier, and say, we were wrong. We apologise. We'll beat Watford on Saturday.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing.
The thing
nothing.
is, I know Eddie Howe, right? A lot of Bournemouth fans who spoke to when he got the job said that Eddie Howe will not come on camera and criticise players. He does it in the dressing room, and apparently he's very vocal in the dressing room. When he has to bollock, he bollocks.
The thing is, you don't have to criticise. You don't have to do a Brucey and start naming and shaming like there's no tomorrow. Do you know what I mean?
Just say the lads went at the races today.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be nasty. When that dressing room door's closed, is the time to be nasty. Because I would have kicked every fucking one of them around that dressing room yesterday. I would have. Honestly, I would have pinned people against the wall and screamed in the face until they understand what I was getting at. But, I mean, Pedro makes a good point there. Eddie Howe just playing with what he has. And yes, I think he did make a couple of mistakes yesterday, but he's done more positive things than negative for still rate him. Look, I'm a big Eddie Howe fan, right? And yes, but he's not, he can't escape constructive criticism. He can't.
No,
if he gets it wrong, I'll say he's got it wrong, and everybody else will. Is he still my man? Yes. For me, I would love Eddie Howe to be successful here. I would love him to win trophies with us and become an absolute legend up here. And he will put the work in to get it right. You know, that's in no doubt at all. So I'm not sitting here saying I want Eddie Howe out, because that is just absolute
ridiculous
lunacy.
Yeah.
But he does face a big job, Danielle. He's got a massive job, especially the next few weeks.
He has got a massive job, and I think he is the right man. I think he is, and I think we can all see, bar Saturday, the improvements that have been made since Eddie Howe came in. I just think something, if it's in the dressing room or whatever, something is not right. So whether that is the egos or whether they're all kind of spending all the time on the phone to their agents, trying to get other clubs, trying to get moves elsewhere, maybe. I don't know, but something's not right.
Good point there by Geordie as well, mind, about it doesn't matter that we didn't play a striker yesterday. You know, those 11 players on that pitch should have been good enough to beat a League One side who themselves are in a relegation battle. So well said, Geordie. Just the players' attitudes were just shockingly shit from the word go. I mean, was there anybody that you could say, apart from Trippier, Jade, that you thought, yeah, he did all right?
No. Jacob Murphy wasn't too bad. He wasn't the worst on the pitch. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? He tried.
He did all
I think
right,
that's the thing with Jacob Murphy. He tries. You know, he's not ever going to be any real quality. We know that. He's never going to develop into the best winger, you know, that we're ever going to see play for us. But he's a trier, and God loves a trier.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and at the back, Kraft probably wasn't the worst either.
No.
You know, he wasn't the worst for me. Fabian Schär was. So probably just those two and Trippier. The rest of them, really, I had no time for any of them yesterday apart from those performances, because I can't defend any of the others. There was far too many mistakes.
St. Maximan is not garbage, says Keithan. Well, I didn't look. He's playing garbage. He's playing garbage. You cannot tell me that he is playing well.
He's selfish.
Yep.
He cannot pass. He doesn't want to pass. He's just more interested in jumping over the ball, doing a little bit of dancing, showing what he can do, putting himself in the shop window when no one's visiting the shop. So
you can't say he's a man in form at the moment when he's meant to be the flair player for Newcastle. You know, whenever you hear the build-up play, they always talk about St. Maximin's the man who's going to create for Newcastle. I haven't seen him create anything for us in a while. So kind of
I seen him limping in the 70th minute, and I thought, oh God, if we hadn't.
So he reenacted Grey's Anatomy for 10 minutes, but that's pretty much all we're going to get. I mean, he hasn't actually done anything for us now for a good few weeks. He is due some criticism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, I do bollock John Sinclair for asking for thumbs up, because he says he wants 100 viewers. He wants 100 likes. I don't say it like that. And that's why I bollock John time after time for doing it. I say, if you're enjoying the show, please hit the like button. There's a difference to saying I want so many likes. And me and John have a laugh about it all the time. So that's why, John. But I stop every now and again in this show to say, if you're enjoying it, hit the like button, which is what everybody does. You don't ask, though, for likes. difference. Big difference. Bede says 2 centre-backs, a left-back, a centre midfielder, and 2 strikers at least. So, yeah, that's
Correct.
6 there.
Absolutely.
Keithan says he's class. Well, tell me in one way tell me how St. Maximin is class, Keithan. I'd love to know. You tell me how he's class. If you're talking about class, you're talking about Salah, you're talking about Mane, you're talking about players of that. They're class players.
Yes, you know, completely different category to be putting him in there.
Yeah, it is.
You know, he's nowhere near there, man.
No.
Absolutely not. Well, Keith, I hope you enjoyed Danielle's rant. Mike says a lot of terrible attitudes in the Newcastle players. ASM was embarrassing yesterday. Geordie says ASM needs to be dropped so that he can focus on his Strictly Come Dancing auditions.
Oh, he's board game.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That squad is nowhere good enough to play a false 9. Look, it should be good enough against Cambridge, Michael, to be fair.
All he had to do was hang up there. He didn't have to play it. It wasn't a difficult job. It's not a hard job. And it's what he does anyway. He just had to sit up there and tap the ball in the back of the net.
No.
Do you know what? Comments like that, I'll ban you 2 mothers off the bloody show.
It was an absolute free-for-all for him yesterday. And he didn't take it.
Caitlin and Nick, that is your first warning.
Yellow card.
Yeah. If ASM does not score, then who? That's why we need signings. That's why we need signings. Michael Marsden, thank you very much again for your super chat, buddy. Absolutely outstanding work. Thank you so
well done,
much.
Michael.
I know you were disappointed with everybody yesterday. Judging by your ranted text message, it was shockingly bad. Well, thank you very much for your donation, buddy. Really, really kind of you. Keith says hi, Jade. ASM is a headless chicken, needs to get rid. I've lost all patience with ASM, needs to go. This seems to be an ongoing thing about ASM. People are starting to get fed up because he's not doing the job. He's just doing little step wovers. There's no end product. That is not class.
No, I think he wants to be the main man. I think if we brought somebody in to challenge him, the strop. He'd be like a 3-year-old in a supermarket trying to get a toy, wouldn't he? He'd be kicking him and, kicking off all the time. Doesn't want to be playing. He'll not be turning up for training and all that crap. Yeah. So I don't know what the answer is. Do we sell him? Do we take somebody comes in for 50 million, 60 million? Do we sell him? Absolutely, I would right now. I would.
Yes.
If we had
an offer like that, absolutely. You can.
If we had someone else,
you can replace that with that money.
Yeah.
So yeah,
people asking if we take Gareth Bale.
I would.
Damn right, I would. Because Bale's got a finishing product.
On a loan, on a pay-as-you-play though, because he has made of glass. So pay as you play, but for 6-month loan, fucking right.
He came in.
The Saudis would love it as well, having Bale on the back of that shirt.
Oh God,
they want a name. That's what they're going to want a name.
They are, and I've heard a lot of people saying that they are going to definitely want a marquee signing.
They need to promote the club.
Yeah,
to Saudi Arabia. Now we're owned by them. They need to promote it. They need this to work. They need us to stay up, and they need to bring in players. They need to sell this as a promotion to Saudi Arabia to make this huge over there as well. To boost profits, it's a business as well. I know Amanda wants success for us. She's been clear about that. But this is also a business. They need this to work.
Yeah, of course they do.
DJ Jury says, I told you ASM is turning out to be another Musa Sissoko. Only turning up for some games and missing for the rest. I tell you what.
I disliked that man so much.
No, Maxi is not garbage, although he does ball hog. So you're saying he's class?
You're not arguing anything else.
But now he's a ball hogger.
Where's the argument to explain to me how he's class when we're saying that he's not class? Because you're not actually giving me anything. Look, it's not there.
No. Billy says, crikey, I'm getting palmed off onto the ASM name now. Eddie Howe sounds like Steve Bruce. Not so much, no. I don't think that's the case. If we don't get 3 more players in, minimum, we're down. Minimum. Bloody
Nora.
Don't
get 3 on Saturday, we're down.
Yeah. Barry, good evening. Family is home and I'm buzzing. Yeah, the baby came home with Claire today, so fantastic news, Baz. It's a wonder you've even got time to bloody put a comment on, mate, to be honest. You should be spending time getting that lovely, thick, black tarred nappies when they're first born.
I had enough about this last night. I don't need any more.
Yeah, I know.
We had to get away from that.
Yeah. Maybe ASM does not trust the others. Look, I'm sorry. I'm not having that for a second.
I don't think any of them actually trust each other.
Trust
To
him,
be honest,
yeah.
I think there's a
I don't think
clear.
they trust
There are
Maxi.
clear disjoints. There are clear disjointed lines in that team.
So many
evident.
players were frustrated with him yesterday.
Yeah, you could see it.
The expressions on the faces, the way they were putting their arms out to Maxi, thinking, "What have you just done that for?" It just. Ooh. Rashid, thank you. I don't have a join button here as well, Paul. If you could share the link somewhere, I will. I'll try and remember. My memory's not what it was. Will our new owners spend big money? I'm not sure how we are arguing over the extra 5 million for Botman. Just get him. Look, I think in a way we have to be careful as well because we don't want to be pushed over. We don't want to seem to other clubs like, oh, you can put 10, 15 million on a price tag and get pushed over. So we've got that aspect of it as well, and I think that's fair enough. What I do think we should do is get Botman in. Just get him in. He's a marquee signing. Get him in. Live for his entertainment. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Why did Eddie Howe bring on garbage Willock for Murphy? Murphy was having a decent game. Got to question Howe's thinking on that substitution. Yeah, I think that was wrong.
It was wrong.
Yeah,
it was wrong.
I mean, Murphy was our main goal threat yesterday, to be fair. I give Murphy the highest rating on my review. Should play more, definitely. Yeah, undoubtedly. I mean, Murphy was a bright spark yesterday. There's no doubt about it. Thank you for the £2 super chat. Come on, you magpies. We need a striker as soon as possible.
Yes, we do.
Two. If I see Maxi post about his card game this week, I'll DM to sort his football out. I tell you what, if I see him, I'll put him to the sudden moon and back. Honestly. Needs to concentrate on the football. Keith says Southampton must be laughing their heads off. Well, funny enough, that Mr. Hoosen Hardle Doodle Hoodle Doodle, right, has come out and said that he doesn't think they've got enough players to play Brentford, Danielle.
Oh.
No, that's not allowed, I'm afraid.
Hmm.
No, it's not allowed, I'm afraid. You need to pick them up from somewhere.
That's not allowed.
Pick them up from somewhere, get a squad and get out there and play.
Yeah, and if they have to postpone and then reschedule, they'll have to undo that takeover because
any players they bring in, send them back.
Yeah. So
yep.
What a shame, Southampton.
I mean, what a shame. Karma comes back and bites you in the arse, Mr. Hoodle Doodle.
Another thing, like I don't understand that whole thing. Like, what is that about? Like, you can't play your players that you've signed since the game was postponed.
It's pure fear.
What is that? Like, they're all piping up now, though, aren't they? Going, oh, yeah, that's right. Jamie Carragher came out and said, actually, it's a load of bollocks, which it is.
It is.
But it is a load of bollocks.
If they put that rule into place, what that means is, it can't just apply to the new signings. If that's the case, what they'll have to do is anybody that they've sold, they will have to bring back for that one-off game, which would be awkward beyond belief. If they've sacked a manager in that time, they will have to have that manager back for that one game. It doesn't work. It can't work.
It doesn't make sense.
So the players that were injured and stuff have
fear.
God almighty. Peter, good evening. I'd actually start Hendrick on Saturday alongside Shelby and see what he can do, since Longstaff and Willock are just so abysmal and uninterested. Not a bad shout.
Not a bad shout.
He can't do any worse than those two.
I'd never agree with that. In a million years, you could both fuck off with that.
Hey!
No.
Hang on a second. Right?
Not a chance. No. That bloke should even... No.
Jade.
Paul. No.
How can he... I realise he's not very good, okay? But
not very good. That's the point.
He'd put in more effort than what those two not very good other players would do.
I mean, do you know what it is?
No. I'd rather have an under-23s. If you're going to make a change like that drastic, I'd rather you bring up a hungry, young, under-23 that's going to battle and fight for the shirt.
He ain't going to do that, though, is he?
But that fucker should never, ever play on the pitch ever again. There's no way I'm ever going to agree to him playing.
Jade, ladies and gentlemen. David, that is a pretty pathetic comment, to be fair. Now we're out of the cup, how can concentrate on relegating us? Wow. Yeah, that's just what we need at this time, isn't it, David?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus
David,
Christ.
We are one game out of the bottom three. One game, 2 points. It's way too early for talk like that. So fuck off back up the road to Sunderland with that talk, because that's bullshit.
Yep, exactly. Brian says, good to see you, Jade and Danielle. Try to keep him calm. Dave would have been furious.
He would have been.
Yeah.
He would have been.
But he would have been furious in quite a nicer way than I am, to be
Oh,
honest.
yeah, absolutely.
He used to make being angry sound so good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So-
Unbelievable. He's such a lovely bloke, Max. He tries to go for glory every time, but it never works. Yeah, exactly. 23 attempts, 9 on target. But for 2 world-class saves, we would have won. But you're right, we were poor. Listen, every team needs a bit of luck to go through, right? They do. And yes, Cambridge had their luck yesterday, right? The goal, this new sudden offside rule, because Shelby, deflected the ball slightly. Obviously, the offside then was eradicated. The brilliant saves by the goalkeeper. But look, that's what you call being up for the game. That's what you call wanting to win. That goalkeeper did everything
the stats
possible.
are really flattering. Do you know that? The stats look quite flattering. 20 shots.
look
That looks really flattering for the state of the shots, the state of the quality of play.
Exactly. It doesn't.
Jesus Christ.
The stats don't tell you about how slow our build-up was, how clueless we were going forward. We couldn't break
3 of
them
those
down.
shots were Joel Linton's that were like candy floss in the wind. So that's irrelevant.
Yep. Paul found your comment very interesting last night. You think ESM is starting to piss his colleagues off. In your opinion, sell or drop? If we got a decent offer for Maximin now, I would sell him. Right, I would. And that's not because I'm being nasty or anything like that. I think that money can be better spent elsewhere. And I also think that would improve the team morale, because I think there's something going on there. We know he's best mates with Willock, right? Willock is, just disinterested. And Maxi, after an hour of football, if it's not going his way, he takes the huff.
And he starts doing I need to come off. Yeah.
Or his hairband falls out or something like that, or his bandage comes off. It's just not good enough, man. Steph, good evening. My 8-year-old is a fan. Was just an utter belief. Was utterly shocking. Their attitude does look completely off. Absolute disgrace. Played like a group knowing their time is up. Ruined all of the positivity. ASM does one thing good and he's world class. It takes 10 attempts for him to work.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Exactly.
That is the problem.
Exactly.
And that's never going to change. But that's what I'm saying. But other teams can see this now. Other teams can see what Maxi is going to do. And to another side of it, Almiron as well. They know he's just going to run with the ball and he's got nothing at the end of it. And teams are going to just say, right, let Maximin run across the 18-yard box, because if he does have a shot, 9 out of 10 times it's in the stands. So let's just let him do that. And if the one shot's on target, let's trust our keeper makes a save. It's simple tactics for the opposition against them, to be honest.
Just grim.
Just stand your ground. Just stand your ground with him.
Yeah. Ryan, good evening, mate. Liam Kennedy pointed out ASM always lazy on and off the pitch. I watched since he's correct. Him and Willock clearly miss Bruce. Yeah. Kieran, what a mistake I made. Trippier. He probably thought that yesterday.
I can imagine so.
You get on the pitch then, Danielle, says Keithan.
I bloody would. And I'd do a better bloody good job. Don't come for me.
Oh, Keithan, if
You're
you've got
brave,
any brain about you don't go. Oh, no.
Not today.
No.
Not today.
No. Eddie Howe has to take some sort of the blame. Yeah, we've said that. Wilson has been pissed with ASM in recent games. Yeah, because he makes the runs and doesn't get the ball.
Exactly.
And that's why I think a stronger, a real class striker is going to come in, and he won't put up with the shit that Maximan does.
Nah.
That's why it needs some strong, very, very strong characters in that dressing room, like a Trippier yesterday. Trippier was bollocking players left, right, and centre on that pitch yesterday.
And that's what we want to see. We want to see leadership. We want to see someone starting that. And at the minute, previously, they've all just been looking at each other and shrugging their shoulders like, I don't understand why this isn't working. But yesterday, that was really refreshing to see. And that's why having someone, like I said earlier, having someone like Kieran Trippier on your side just makes you see the gap between him and everybody else in the squad. Oh, God.
I think it's safe to say Thomas didn't enjoy the game yesterday.
No.
Mike says, we, the Black and White Army, don't miss a trick. You can't pull the wool over our eyes. We ain't daft. Exactly.
We've seen it. We've done it.
Another episode of Danielle's 5-minute rant. How we've missed them. Graham says they should only be paid on standard of their performance, as they're overpaid for pathetic performances.
Spot on.
Yep. Keith says Trips was not allowed to play to his full performance. Well, you know, when you're used to playing with the players at Atletico Madrid and then you come to play with our chumps, I mean, God almighty, it's just a different league. But hopefully, and hopefully what Trippier is thinking as well is not be too long before Trippier is playing with the same kind of caliber players that he was in Madrid.
Hopefully he's making a few phone calls there.
Aye, yeah.
He did say in his interview he was excited about the players and the project that they told him when he signed. So hopefully they stick to their word. He has signed under that pretense and we get them in.
Yep. Those players are an absolute disgrace to the shirt. I invited all my German friends around to watch us too. It was the hardest thing in the world to explain how low that team were. Madness. Keithan's back again saying, well, they're annoying. I don't know what he's talking about this time.
Probably us.
Well,
then don't watch me.
I tell you what, Keithan, if you're annoyed with us,
come on the fan forum on Tuesday.
Yeah. Have a word with Danielle and see if
Love to. 8:30, be there.
You will be curdled like milk. Spencer says that loss may help us. The chairman must be getting the paper shredder out for some of those frauds contracts.
I'm glad he said paper shredder and no else.
Well, they could have done with something else. Sorry, but I think Howe has made mistakes for somebody who had watched us before getting the job. Look, but it's all right watching us, but he's still with the same shitty players. Ab says we were never going to win the cup. Hopefully this time next week we'll be smiling.
Oh, please, God, let we be smiling.
I don't think it's not about going on to try and win the cup. You know, it's nice to have a cup run and it's good. It's good for morale. Get another win under your belt. It boosts morale. It sends us all positively going into this new week, knowing that Watford's coming up. The lads have played well. We scored some goals. We've had a bit of fun. Get back down to work. Get some more players in, and it just sends a different aura going into the game. That's what it's about.
It's Danielle, not Daniel. Thanks. Move on.
Oh yeah, Keithan. Look, I don't know what game you were watching, quite honestly, and I don't think you're a Newcastle United fan, because if you're just of the attitude, "Oh, we lost, that's it," then I'm sorry, you're pathetic, man. You don't deserve to be a Newcastle fan if that is your attitude. Thinking, "Well, we lost, that's it." Bullshit. Look what's in front of you. Get your fucking blinkers off and stop putting pathetic comments like that and actually realise how bad we are. If you're a true fan, you will know how bad this football team is. Jesus H. Christ. Even in all, the players deserve a walk of shame for that performance, as fans will get our noses rubbed in this.
Yeah, and we have been.
Yeah, already. That guy says the Cambridge players probably had exams in the morning. That game wasn't the most important thing to them this weekend. The professional footballers are not going to Cambridge University.
What, I'm pleased for them, and I know how much it hurts us. But did you see how together they were as a team, giving each other high fives, and it was
every block, everything. I mean, they knocked the ball out for a corner, and they celebrated like it was a goal. You could see how much they wanted it.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy for them, because they did. They deserved it.
Same.
I won't take that away from them.
As Billy says here, they should have had a penalty yesterday, by the way. I've watched that about 6 times, and I still don't understand how the Cambridge guy beats Matt Ritchie for pace, right? Beat him. Gets in front of him, is brought down, yet he has fouled Ritchie. I just cannot understand how they didn't get a penalty yesterday.
And thank God they didn't, because it would have made it even worse.
Do you think it was a penalty, Jade?
No.
Oh.
No, I've watched it like 10 times on a replay, and I don't see the heavy contact that makes it a penalty. I think it's a collision between two players. He barely
how was it a free kick to us then?
So it definitely wasn't. I just thought it went out for a goal kick, to be honest with you, mate. I didn't think it was a free kick. I didn't think it was a penalty. I thought it went out for a goal kick.
Yeah.
So when we got the free kick, I was confused, because I was like, well, what's that for? And they started looking for other things, and I was like, no, I'm not seeing that either.
Yeah.
If I could just get the goal kick and carry on.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
Sven Botman's joined us again. Please sign me soon. I can't wait to get in the team and play against Watford.
Just keep liking all of our posts and pushing for it, bro.
Just keep doing it. Maxi is just another Ben Arthur. It's Ben Arthur for a start.
Ben Arthur had an end product.
Of course he did.
He did.
And he
Do you
could
think
pass.
Maxi can take it from the halfway? I mean, yeah, he does it once in a blue moon. But how many times did Ben Arthur get the ball and then the ball end up in the back of the net? There's a big, big difference between Maxi and Ben Arthur. Massive difference. Jesus. Cambridge, I'm so annoyed we lost.
Are you sure?
Hang on, you just said.
But you're allowed to be annoyed, but I'm not allowed. Is that the situation? Is it? Or
I don't think he
let's
knows.
not go down that road though, because I love that road too much.
Martin Blagstad says, please stick a link on for the membership. Loads of us can't join. Right, do us a favor. You two have a bit of a chat, right? And I'll stick a question to you, right? Okay. How many players do you two think? This is in your own heads, not. This is just between yous. How many players do you think will have in the door be available for the Watford game? And you go first, Danielle.
Oh, but we're not including Kieran though, because he's already
No.
No, he's already in.
Yeah. Brand new.
Hopefully, I would like, and honestly, I'm being ambitious just saying this, but I would like 4, but it won't be. But that's what I would like. I would like 2 strikers minimum. I don't care who it is. I just want a consistent striker, not somebody who is from a team in a relegation battle. I want someone who is consistently scoring goals.
Yeah.
What about you, Jade? What do you think numbers?
They think you're a little heavy with 4. I think I
well,
want
I'm
3.
forever hopeful. I went for 3-0 on
I love
Saturday,
the
so
hope.
that says everything.
I did 4-1. Like I was so convinced we were going to bang in.
You got the one bit right.
This is it. Like I think we'll concede because we always do, but I think we're going to win. But I want 3, but I'm hoping. I think 2. I'm hoping. I think it'll be a defender and a centre midfielder. I don't think they're going to get that striker in until possibly after the Watford game. Or if it is, it's going to be really late in the week.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a get in and then play.
Just get on.
You know, yeah, just throw a shirt on, pick one up from
on
the back with the boot boy or something. Just grab it and get out there. So yeah, either a centre back and a centre mid or a centre back and a striker. But I think it'll be 2. And then the rest of the business will come hopefully the week after, with it being a little bit more settled in the final week. I was predicted 4 to 6 during this transfer window. The more I see this 11 play, I'm like, we just get the whole 11? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Just
to let everybody know, the link to become a member of the channel is now pinned at the top of the comments. It is pinned there. So if you want to become a member, just click on that link and that'll take you through. So it's anybody that can't just hit the join button. The link is pinned at the top. Click that and that'll take you through. Now, yesterday, the Cambridge goal, for me, Dubravka has made a mistake.
Yeah. He fucks up. He comes out, messes it up, tries to feign injury. You weren't injured. There's barely any contact there, mate. You've just gone down and helped yourself,
didn't he?
There was not a lot there.
Do you not think he injured himself though? Like, I've watched it, and his knee does seem to get stuck in the ground. Like it seems to sort of. It's a weird one. Like he twists his knee, but I mean, he was limping for a while afterwards. I mean, I must admit, but he dropped the ball. He came out for the ball and he failed to keep a hold of it. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. Fails to catch it again, which is another consistency that he seems to be picking up at the moment, is the failure to command his area and the ball. And then it kind of goes over. I can't understand Fabian Schär's header. Like, as I said last night, he does this weird thing where he heads it 2 yards in front of him, right back into play, right back into the danger zone, and then just stands there and just watches it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? If you're going to do a piss poor header like that, head it to the left-hand side where there's not a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And you've got time to do something about it, but you head it up in front of you and then just stand there and admire your handiwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan says, to be fair, if we just had a striker, I think we would have won. Obviously not defending the defenseless. I agree. I think if we'd had a striker on the pitch, that one that I think it was it Fraser cut back for Murphy in the first half, and Murphy was on the 6-yard box. I mean, come on. Let's face it. I mean, the keeper saved it, but he should have buried that. Let's be honest. If that was a Callum Wilson, if that was a proper striker, that was in the net. Because
absolutely, of course it was.
They wouldn't have put it straight down the goalkeeper's throat for one. It would have been
the importance of getting somebody in.
Yeah.
Pronto.
Yeah, that's it. The amount of balls that went into that box that Callum Wilson would have just lapped up. I think that was the painful part. Is that if he was in that box, he would have got the 3, 4, or 5.
Yeah.
He'd have taken every single one of those chances. He'd have taken, and you're thinking, obviously, like I said, with Maxi being the way that he is, being goal hungry, go on and fill your boots. And he just fucks off other places.
Yeah, he does. Stephen Fraser, thanks for becoming a member, mate. Really appreciate that. Stephanie says, what the hell is going on with those bandages? Is he injured or what? What gets me is Eddie Howe keeps suggesting he's injured, then he's playing. We need to get more signings in now. I mean, honestly, we've said it before. He comes on for the warm-up looking like the mummy.
He does? Can't you?
I don't know what they're for.
No.
Well, I mean,
I
have
no
no
clue.
idea.
Absolutely no clue.
No.
If anybody knows, let us know, because it's beyond me.
I'm sorry to say, but even Sunderland can beat us at this point. They would have beaten us yesterday, undoubtedly.
They would have yesterday, yeah.
Yep. Newcastle had many chances to put the game away. Well done, Cambridge, though. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, Newcastle, that's why we're so annoyed. We're a Premier League team, and we couldn't beat them. Yeah. GRM, thanks for becoming a new member, mate. Welcome to the Toon Review family. Keithan, I'm going to block you if you're going to come up with shite like that. I mean, honestly, Danielle can probably play football a lot better than you, but one thing I know she can do is break your fucking legs. So less the shit, or you're chucked off the channel.
That is a piss poor statement, man.
Of course, it's just pathetic, man.
Listen, I don't need anyone sticking up for me. Come on the fans forum on Tuesday at 8:30 and we'll sort it out then. Show your face and come on.
And Danielle isn't paid £80,000 a week to play football either, like some of our numbnuts are. Terry Cook, thanks for becoming a new member, mate. Welcome to the family. Bandages keep your muscles tighter, apparently.
Oh.
Well, Jesus Christ. I mean, there's bandages and there's turning into the mummy. Michael says, simple, Sean.
That was the case, they'd all do it.
Exactly.
I know, exactly.
I think he's had his head turned after Man United interest years ago and think he's something he isn't. Yeah, I think.
I'd believe he has the ego of that, yeah.
Yep. It's just bollocks. I've said for a couple of years that Longstaff's not good enough. He lacks the basic pace and vision and passing a bit. I mean, that pass to their striker yesterday, Jade. I mean, Christ on a bike.
It's just awful. Everything's awful. I've never liked them. Never really rated them. You give them a chance because they're young, they're local. You know, and you want local lads to come through. You desperately want that. Of course you do. You want your homegrown to come through. But I've never liked either of them.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
I've never rated them. I've always thought they were massively overhyped. And now everyone's saying it.
And Spencer on that comment saying Maxi was subpar yesterday, but no way should he be scapegoated. Listen, he is supposed to be the best player in this team, right? And he thinks that as well. So I'm going to nail him if he keeps on performing like he does. People telling me that he's world class and he's this, he's that. He's not. Because
he's world class.
He is exactly the same as
He's
Traore as it
Where
was.
are the clubs banging down the door to get him
exactly.
Then? He's world class.
Where he's just like Traore at Wolves. There is no finishing product anywhere.
Yes.
So, I'm sorry, but if he wants to be made out to be this wonderful player like he does in his tweets when he's doing his fancy stepovers and stuff, show me an end product. Then I'll believe that he's a class player. But until then, no way. Cambridge deserved and wanted it so much more than us, and fair play to them for the game. The keeper had an absolute blinder. Adam says, loved seeing Trippier calling players to get back out and congratulate Cambridge. Shocking from every player that walked straight off. I'd be more impressed of an ASM compilation of work rate than skill at the moment.
I'd love to see a full training ground video of him.
Yeah, I would.
The workers and I'd love to see what he actually does for the full session.
Yeah. I mean, seeing Shelvey was awful, Spencer, right? Shelvey gets the ball, right? Shelvey's main job is to look up, ping passes to the players making runs.
Yeah.
Now, when Shelvey looks up and there's absolutely no movement, what on God's earth is Shelvey supposed to do? Because there's nobody to pass to. Now, when there was a player available, which was, by the way, mainly Trippier on the right-hand side, every time he hit him, every time, crossfield ball right onto the feet of Trippier. There was no movement from anybody to ping a pass to yesterday. No through ball, no nothing. So you can't say Shelvey was shit. He didn't stand out in the game because he couldn't. Because Shelvey had nothing to give.
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly.
If he'd have pinged one of those balls because one of them actually made the run through, like you just said, Paul, he pings that ball over the top because that is his job, like you said, is to win the ball and distribute. That is the whole purpose of him, is to distribute the ball out to the other players to create and score. If he gets the assist, you say, what a great assist, what a blinding ball, what a great targeted pass, you know?
Yeah.
There was no one, so he can't do that. It doesn't make him shit.
Signing a winger with decision making like Martinelli starts over ASM all day long. I agree. It's all about that decision making, and at the minute, ASM has not got that decision making sense, football and sense about him to do it. It's just got
tunnel vision. It's just all about what he does, which is dancing over and running over balls, and that's it.
Yep.
He sees ESM, he doesn't see anyone else.
I mean, that's why Wilson was getting frustrated with ESM, because he doesn't play those through balls that Shelby does.
Yeah.
How many times does Shelby knock a ball over the top for Wilson to run onto? It's different class. Paul says, Howe's honeymoon period is over. Personnel and tactics yesterday was shocking, but he's only got, listen, I realise that, and I know Eddie Howe made mistakes yesterday. We've all agreed to that. But this team, those players that he's got at his disposal at the moment are just not good enough, and we know they're not good enough. Is this the long staff you had who was worth 50 million? Man United was after. Maybe he doesn't want to play in a team so bad. Well, no, he's just shit. Quite honestly, I mean, turning around and saying the player doesn't want to play because the team's so bad, yet he's the one that's making the team bad. He's not worth 50 million quid.
Should have took that 50 million mine, shouldn't we?
Oh, yeah. Matt says the problem is he doesn't see the pass. He just wants to be the hero. He needs to slow himself down and play a consistent game.
Definitely.
Yeah, slow him down. Stop trying to do everything at 100 miles an hour, Maxi. Slow the game down. Yeah, take a player on or two players, but have a look around. Slow yourself down.
Have some
Look
awareness.
for the pass. Yeah. Nick says Newcastle have all the cutting edge of a butter knife. Using midfielders and mid-table championship players as stand-ins will see us relegated. They need to invest in a striker ASAP. Yep.
Look, I managed to cut through a bread roll today with a butter knife, so I can tell you now we are worse than a butter knife.
Yeah.
I made it work.
Yeah. Paul speaking facts on ASM. People are blinded by his humbleness. Yep, said it for ages now. I hate to acknowledge that Bruce did a good job managing ASM's ego, something that Howe is not capable of. No, it's not that, David. It's that ASM has simply taken the huff because his mate Bruce was sacked. And it is obvious to everybody now that is the case.
This is the same ASM. He did the same thing under Bruce. He just got away with it for so long because there was a lot of hate, obviously, towards Ashley and Bruce in that era and everything else going on, that the ASM kind of drifted underneath the clouds. Now that that's gone and there's a new hope, a new euphoria, a new aura around the club, he's standing out more because it's now more obvious that he is a problem.
Yeah, definitely. Neil, thanks for the £4.49 super chat. Well said, Danielle. Lots of passion. Shame our team doesn't show the same passion for our club. Ronald says Max needs gone. Yano says, I'm with you, Spencer. ASM is a quality player. Show me it. Show me
when he wants to be.
Show me the final third, and then I'll believe it. Even if we go
international call-ups?
Exactly.
If he's so great, why have France not called him up? Bear in mind, Mbappe's had injuries, Griezmann's had injuries, so they've needed players in those positions, and not once have they asked him to go and represent them, even in the friendlies. Explain that to me. If he's that great,
because he ain't got a finish.
Because he's fucking not.
Yep. Keith Longworth, thank you for becoming a new member, matey. Welcome to the Toon Review family. If we offered Longstaff to Everton a swap deal for Dean, I think Chris Dean's asking price to 60 million. Yeah, that's exactly how it is, isn't it? It really is. Wasn't like Cambridge fluked the goal against the runner player. They were tactically better and wanted it more.
They did want it more than we did.
Listen, you saw how much it meant to them by the fact that every time a goalkeeper made a save or the defender made a tackle, they were high-fiving each other. They were, they were. By the end of the game, the confidence must have been beaming from them because
we're just so together all the time.
Yeah. This is an ongoing problem with this club over the years. This club hasn't deserved the fan base that it's had for so many years. The fan base is one of the best in the world, but we haven't had the players to represent what we show off the field. And it's right. We deserve a squad out there that give the same as what the fans give, and none of them do.
Dave, I'm not calming down, mate, because it's my football club and I care about them. Anthony says serious work needs to be done in the window this week. Sven Botman, 45 million plus bonuses. That's the price.
Pay it.
Fucking have it. That's not actually as bad as what I was expecting. So yeah, crack on.
There's no reason. I mean, listen, they might play hardball for a couple of weeks until the last minute and then say, right, well, we've got to take it because we need the money. I mean, I think they're being ridiculous as it is. Think you were overreacting to the defeat. The performance was not as bad as being made out. Shit happens. I'm not having comment.
Wow.
I mean, Jesus.
Wish I'd have drank what you drank before the game, love.
Gordon Bennett. It's Cambridge United, for fuck's sake. Honestly. Fair enough if it was like, an Everton, Liverpool, or Man City or something like that. Cambridge United! Fuck, Jesus. Anyway, thanks for not being with the reactionary rage. I love Paul, but I don't agree with him at all on this one. Listen, football is all about opinion, Spencer, and I actually value your opinion as well. I just happen to not agree with you on Maxi, and that is fair enough. That's what it's all about. If we all agreed on everything, there would be no debate, there'd be no football shows like this or anything.
Yeah,
exactly. Because we'd all agree on the same thing. But it's how you debate those things is the thing, Spencer, which you debating quite well. It's when you get the idiots coming on and calling you and abusing you for having an opinion. But I respect your opinion, just like you respect mine.
Damn right.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad that you and Yano and other people come on with different opinions because that's what makes the show. That's what we like to see. Comments from other people coming in.
But like classy opinions. People who can put their opinions in a classy manner. Saying, no, let's all watch Danielle play football and stupid comments like that are pathetic. But you guys put your debates in sensible, normal ways like an adult. And that's what it's all about. Beat says Trippier looked a different quality of the players around him. Yeah.
We have too many players from 2017 season. When you stand still, it catches up with you, as is showing now.
Well said.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Never mind second thoughts. Trippier must be having third, fourth, and fifth. Yeah, it would have been going
if you had a
his head.
sleepless night last night.
Andy says surely a move for Dean Henderson must be worth pushing. What do you reckon, Jade? Dean Henderson, Man United?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would. Yeah, I would have a punt on him. Why not? We've got Dubravka, who's clearly our number one at the minute, but I think Dean Henderson was definitely going to push for that jersey, and I think he's better than what we've got behind Dubravka. It would free up the opportunity to let Darlow and Gillespie go. Yeah, and then we go with the three because I think Woodman can be developed. So, yeah, I would. Yeah.
Mangan says linked with Cantwell, not even in the Norwich team because Norman and Gilmore are better than him. I'm sorry, but Gilmore hasn't been in the team either. Gilmore's been on the substitute bench because Chelsea have been playing hell with Norwich because Billy Gilmore's not getting first 11 football. Cantwell has been injured a lot this season. He had a bad injury and was due to play today, but was left out the squad. So Dean Smith has been keeping pretty coy on it, but they reckon it's because a move to Newcastle is imminent. And that is why he was left out of the squad altogether today, because he was due to play. Andrew says, did we really want to end up hosting Luton? Another lot of clodders. I'd love to have seen the
for a cup
expression
run. I
on
find
the
really disappointing, actually. Yeah. Like, is this honestly how it's become now? That we don't even want to get past the first round of cup?
Like
really good opportunity to get to the fifth round there, But, hey,
that's sad. That's honestly quite sad to see.
It is sad.
Disappointing to see how bad it's become now that people don't even want cup runs anymore. Like, Jesus, man, it's all I've ever dreamt of growing up as a football fan.
Yeah,
it's hoping for cup runs. Those
I used to love the FA Cup when I was a kid.
I mean, the hope of getting to Wembley, the hope of watching your team, get as far as you can and possibly even winning it. Like this negativity over wanting to get through a round. I find that really shocking.
It's because why, Jade? It's because we haven't. That's why. So if we progressed, it would have been different.
Exactly. If we, these people that are saying, it was only the FA Cup third round and blah, blah, blah. I'd love to know how many people have, that have been saying this thing. If we got to the final, would be demanding tickets and kicking off if they didn't get any.
Bear in mind, our next game is in front of the week.
There.
A week we've got to prepare for Watford. So it's not like it was a game and then we got Watford in 2 days. Watford 7 days later, man. You should have gone for this.
Exactly.
Great opportunity.
Yeah. Rumours that Lascelles has been stripped of the captaincy and Trippier ready to replace him, Danielle. I've heard that as well.
I saw that on another podcast earlier.
I've read it. I'd be surprised it happens before the summer.
Yeah, I heard like really random things, that he's not parking in the captain's space anymore, that he doesn't fancy it, he doesn't want it. I don't know how true any of that is. That's just what was said on another podcast.
Brian wants to know who went down the tunnel apart from ASM. Most of them.
Joe Linton did, didn't he?
Yeah, I think
Willock?
so. Willock definitely did, but that's not the first time Willock's done it, because he did it at Liverpool. He just doesn't care. The majority, shall we say, did. And then Trippier got a few more out. But to be fair, Jacob Murphy stayed out. Richie stayed out. Hats off to Jacob Murphy. He does that every game anyway. He goes around the whole ground and applauds. Doesn't matter what the result is. Which is, we know Jacob Murphy's a Newcastle fan anyway, so he gets us. Wendy says Maxi is jealous that there is a much better player than him in our team now. I don't think
I did explain the weeks prior, but
but it's a different. I think it's a different position as well, Wendy. But I think what she means is that he's been there. He's been there and done it. This player's been there and done it. World Cups, things
good.
like that.
Hopefully, it'll give him a rocket at the backside. I'd love to bring in, a player that plays in his position and really, really push him. Let's see what you've got, Maxi. Let's just bring in a player that does what you do. Of real quality. 100%. And let's see what you're really made of.
And Matthew makes a very good point here as well. ASM's movement off the ball is horrendous. He doesn't work off the ball. Matt says we need Trippier in that dressing room. I hope he brings some of these players into check. I prefer to play the kids and lose 1-0 and have teams walk off at the end. Pathetic.
Agree, Matt. Agree.
Newcastle fans notice everything. That's the thing. We notice. They kind of get away with it. Stephen says, I feel sorry for Trippier. I bet he thought a handy win on my debut. Just wait for ASM limping his mummy bandages. Badia Sheelan talks with us. Possible 35 million deal. Left-sided centre-back, powerful and quick. Could be an alternative if Leo continued to stall on Botman. Listen, I'm pretty sure that the club is looking at other options in case Botman doesn't happen. I think that would be
sensible to do that.
Yeah. Oh, look.
Yeah, Carlos is the same.
Kitty Cat's made of... Yay, there he is. Oh, she is.
She's back.
Yeah. The camera-hugging cat. Yep. Loves the limelight. Matthew says we need strikers so that ASM stops being an option to play up front. That's a very good point as well. Yeah. James, Trippier was only one who showed any class. We need our players we need everyone on the transfer list. Look, we need interest from other clubs as well. I'd like to know who walked off early with ASM too. The majority of them did. ASM going on Strictly Come Dancing. Mike says ASM, as well as certain other players, couldn't give a shit about the football club, the fans and the shirt. Santos says, thanks, Julie. Love the Toon review. Cheers, bud. Graham says, hopefully Trippier will start to kick their asses and wake these clowns up. If they travelled abroad, they wouldn't be allowed as a footballer on their passports, would be a lie. Can you imagine somebody like Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp or any, Simeone to put up with what they watched yesterday?
No.
Simeone would have killed him. They'd have battered the second you go into that training ground. He'd absolutely hammered you for a performance like that.
Yep. The owners should have went in the dressing room and let them know they're all playing for their fucking contracts, plain and simple. Overpaid crap, says Dave. The players are not bothered on contracts. What's the 60-minute hobble all about?
Yeah, that's true.
60-minute hobble is there. It's there for everybody to see. As soon as it gets to the hour mark, suddenly
and he looks over to the bench, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's play acting most of the time because he thinks the fans are going, oh, Max is injured. Instead,
actually sat there like, fuck off.
Max is injured. Get the fuck in. Get off. You know what I mean?
I would rather see Murphy and Fraser start because, like I said, at least they put a shift in. They put the shift in, they'll pass, they track back, and they'll cross the ball.
Mm-hmm. It just beggars belief. It really does. These players don't deserve our fans for sure. My light, it fell on deaf ears. My keep it light fell on deaf ears.
I think you said at the start of the show, keep it light.
Oh,
Oh.
That's probably what it means.
Might as well start Murphy up front on Saturday if we don't have another striker. Trippier was the bright spot. God, I mean, yeah, but it's bad when your right back is the bright spot. He shouldn't have had many touches of the ball apart from whipping crosses in left, right, and centre, not defending. We heard Yasir Al-Humanian went into the dressing room post-match. He hopefully has said that none of that lot will be with us for the next season. Yeah.
No,
Fingers crossed.
say that. Definitely didn't say that, I don't think.
No, he wouldn't.
We're never going to know what they really said, are we? They're never going to release that one out. But his face said it all.
Ryan says, Paul, you don't need to go in and kick asses. Trippier is doing that with the whole dressing room full of losers. Mike says, Paul, you're spotting certain players, their egos are so inflated, earning disgusting amounts of money and playing like a pack of twats.
Damn right.
CFC Florida, thanks for the $5 donation, matey. Thank you so much. Ada says, I'm having my doubts with how, not know why he did not play a strike. He didn't have one.
Yeah, there wasn't one
apart
there.
from Dylan Stevenson, but a lot of people are firing back at me saying that Dylan Stevenson hasn't been training with the first team there, for it's unfair to put him straight in. I disagree with that. You know, if he's a striker, he knows the position. Yeah,
if he's
a striker would have been on the end of them
in.
crosses. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But how many of these same people, if we signed, let's say, just for argument's sake, I'm not saying we're obviously going to, so don't go fucking crazy in the chat, all right? But let's say for argument's sake, we go and sign Vlahovic on Thursday, trains once on a Friday afternoon session with us. How many of you want him to start on Saturday against Watford? Every single fucking one of you. Why is Vlahovic starting? Why aren't we starting this 70 million euro whatever striker? You'd all say that. A striker is a striker. They're a goal getter, regardless to...
Can I just say, Jade, I really hope that happens on Thursday. That would be
if it happens, I said it here first, all right? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Mr. Jade's on again.
Right now.
It was me. But
Jade will be looking back after this show and cutting that little clip right there.
I swear, I'm going to be back here. I'm going to be making a gif of it and everything. That'll be everywhere.
Picture's gone all fuzzy, Paul. Well, it hasn't. It's running fine. It's probably just your connection, Novik, unfortunately. Everything is hunky-doodle-dory. 100% got it wrong, playing the strongest team, poor manager. If he's playing the strongest team, he should be applauded for that, surely.
Look, I said earlier.
I understand people like saying that, but look at what we've done in the Cups in prior years under Ashley's reign, where we had no ambition. When we dropped we played loads of reserves.
Exactly.
Different now. Wendy says, many young kids went to see their first Newcastle game yesterday, all excited and expecting a fantastic win. Many of them will probably not want to go back, Paul. That's the problem when you put performances in like that. The kind of thing, oh, let's go to the football. I'm not watching that crap again. I'd rather stay at home and play Lego. Ryan says, the likes of ASM go home and forget all about us while raking in millions a year. Imagine having that attitude in your jobs.
No, I couldn't.
Yano says, no, Paul, you're wrong. They are trying. They are devoid of any confidence, but the majority are trying. If we had won 5-1 yesterday, it would have been a fair reflection of the chances created.
But we didn't.
I mean,
somebody said it on a show last night, so I'm sorry, whoever it was, because I don't remember. But somebody said, well, like, shoulda, woulda, coulda, United. No,
I mean, Yano, I love you, buddy, but I just can't agree with you. I don't understand.
We either win or we don't
that's
win,
like saying, you know, if I didn't have a curry last night, I wouldn't have been shitting through the Ivan Needle this morning. You cannot say that. You know, it's just point. We didn't score.
Clear my mind.
Well, you know, listen, it's better than saying I've got chlamydia. Stephen says that £1 million offer for Longstaff was too much. He isn't worth a bag of fish and chips. He's absolutely awful. 2 seconds, guys.
Oh,
I ditched us.
His KFC's coming.
See, food first. Food first.
Definitely.
No, it was Ben coming in the room saying, Daddy, where's me body wash?
Oh, bless him.
Know. Honestly.
Oh.
Crazy.
At least he's using body wash.
Well, yeah. Damn right he is. My child, no stinker.
We should be praising that young man.
Exactly. Playing Richie left back when Dummett and Mankiel were subs, to me, prove he got it wrong. Yeah, I think left back was a position that could have been different yesterday. But that didn't lose us the game. I don't think that lost us the game, though. You know what I mean? The game was lost the other way.
No.
Just the way it is. How was given a double-edged sword that game? Matthew says Dylan Stevenson is not trained with the first team. Who's never going to play. Steven says if the current team can't score, give the kids a go. So there's two different, opinions
Two
straight
different
away.
ends of the spectrum there, wasn't it?
Matthew
Wait, what
saying
about
Dylan
the other
Stevenson
two
not
that have trained with the first team?
Yeah.
They didn't
Why
start.
didn't Elliot
They
Anderson
didn't
and
play.
Joe White come on? Joe Linton says Maxi was playing crap. He should have been subbed off and not Murphy.
You would have loved that. He loves a good substitution, does Maxi.
Yep. Eddie Howe wasn't to blame. Yes, his post-match comments were shit, but that team was easily good enough to beat a League One team comfortably. The players were shocking. No one predicted them to be that bad.
Nah.
The kids would have done better. They would have played for the shirt and passion. Watch your blood pressure, says Keith. That's what Newcastle United do to you, Keith, unfortunately. Mark says 25 players. We need another 24, then get rid of all the dead wood. But the kids would have done a better job.
Yeah.
Mike
right.
says if it was an ideal opportunity to play the kids, Jade and Danielle are right, but it's too late now.
It is.
Anderson or Longstaff, it's a no-brainer. Look, I can't believe that Anderson came on against Arsenal last season in the Cup, played brilliantly, and then we've never seen him since. I mean, I just do not understand.
It's mad.
It's mental. Right, we've come to the end of the show now. Thank you very much, everybody, for hundreds of comments. There's just impossible to read them all because, like I said, there's already about 500 comments before I even start the show, so it's extremely difficult to get through them all. But that's what the chat is there for, chatting amongst yourselves and opinions and things like that, which is very handy to know. And just to let you know that we've had that many comments, I've been scrolling for about 20 seconds now, and I'm still not at the bottom.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Jesus Christ. There we go. So listen, everybody's, like I've said, everybody's going to have a very, very different opinion to certain players, okay? I come on and do this channel and say how I feel and wear my heart on my sleeve all the time about the players. If I see people not pulling the weight for Newcastle United, the club that I spend a fortune following and have supported since a kid, I'll call them out. I will call them out. So it's just the way it is, and everybody has their opinion, just like Yano has and Spencer has tonight. You know, there's a lot of different opinions, and that's what makes these kind of shows is the debate. That's what it's all about, debating. And there's a ways and means of going around debating instead of pathetic little comments. You know, be adult about it and say why you have your opinion on that player, and that's fair enough. You have a conversation about it, which was what the majority of people do. But I'm sorry, for me yesterday, just not good enough. Once again, it's another chance to go, a decent way down in the FA Cup. Yes, we've got to concentrate on the league. I understand that, but winning breeds winning, and the confidence. You know, look at how our confidence is going to be next week against bloody Watford after that shower shite yesterday. You'd rather
Let's
win a
hope
game.
Tomorrow's a big day, transfer-wise.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. It's going to be incredible tomorrow. Coming up on the channel, obviously, we've got tomorrow night is the Rumour Mill. That will be with me and the lads tomorrow, talking about any transfers around Newcastle United. That will begin at 8 p.m. If there's any news breaks before then I will go live during the day with any news. Then on Tuesday night, join me and Jade again for the Fan Forum. We'll be talking about, obviously, the debacle against Cambridge. We'll be talking about transfers and looking ahead to the Watford game as well. So join us for that one as well. Ladies, thank you very much for joining me tonight. It has been fantastic. Thank you to everybody that's been in the chat, has put their views across. Thank you to everybody that has newly subscribed. Thank you very much. And if you have enjoyed the show, guys, like I said earlier on, please do hit the like button if you've enjoyed it. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button, the join button, all that malarkey, because there's lots and lots coming up on the channel. And also go and have a subscribe to World of Sport TV.
Cracking channel.
Yeah, you have to watch Jade rant all the time on there, and tell you to F off like she's done to me tonight.
I'm actually really diplomatic on there, right? I'm really professional.
I've noticed that. Yeah, you certainly. I know you haven't.
She just comes on here and get it all out, don't you, Jade?
That's it. Yeah, this is the rants. That's what it's for. You come on here, you let loose.
I'll go on the Toon Review channel. I'll just F and blind
on
there.
And kick off and then
I'll tell Paul to F off. I don't care.
That's it. We'll go back back to World of Sport on, to do the shows over there, and it's just all really nice and diplomatic and calm.
Yeah. But listen, Jade, thank you very much for coming on. It's been
thanks for having me.
And you're welcome on any time, obviously, with me and
Anytime.
Danielle, because you know what it is. It's good to have different opinions and different banter, and that's what it's all about. But I hope you've enjoyed the show tonight, guys. Like I said, join me and the lads tomorrow night for the Rumour Mill at 8 p.m. I will go live, so keep an eye open for that if any news breaks tomorrow during the day. So hit the notification bell and make sure. And me and Jade will be back again on Tuesday night for the forum. But until then, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, guys. Take care. Good night.
Bye.